Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I have my sample Sunday video for you guys. I managed to finish every single sample that I wanted to finish during the last 2 weeks, and I also managed to start using one that I wasn't forced to start using and to finish completely one extra other sample. So I'm gonna grab the samples and show you guys what I got, what I thought of them, and pick up the samples for the next 2 weeks. So these were my little samples. I'm going to keep for last the two that weren't selected already. The first sample that I used was the Kat Von D Lock It Foundation. This is one was in color medium 54. I really did not like the foundation on my face at all. It was really drying. It actually pulled and it actually made every little bit of my pores and everything really show through, and I actually washed it off. I didn't even wear it for more than like 15 minutes because I hated the look of it on my face. It made me look really dry and not so flattering on my skin, so I would definitely not look into a full size of that one. I think it might be good if you're extremely oily, but since my skin is typically combo and has been a little bit drier lately, this wasn't a good match for my skin either. It does have some really good coverage though, but I felt that I had to pack on a little bit of the product and it really didn't look nice on my skin. Another sample that I finished is the Khiels Ultra Facial Overnight Hydrating Mask. This is another one that I would not recommend just because it was really stingy on my face, which I did not expect from an hydrating mask. It was more stingy than some like clay masks and stuff like that, so it wasn't really a good match for me, and I wouldn't pick up the full size of that one because it wasn't so great on my skin. Another sample that I finished from Khiels was the Calendula Herbal Extract Toner. A toner I really don't feel like makes that much of a difference on my skin. I don't really see any like huge benefits from toners. It was alright, I don't know, but it didn't convince me to get a full size. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't anything life-changing. Then I finished a pack of the Dr. Denis Gross Alpha Beta Ultra Gentle Daily Peel. I like getting samples of those peels. I like them from time to time. I feel like they exfoliate. They're a chemical exfoliant that's not too harsh and that doesn't contain anything that is bad for pregnant women. So that's pretty much the only like only chemical exfoliant that I can use lately. It is alright. I never managed to buy a full size of that just because I feel it's a little bit expensive for what it is, but I like getting it as a free sample whenever Sephora has it. Then I finished the Ahava Extreme Minerals Extreme Firming Eye Cream. I really enjoyed the texture of that eye cream. It was really rich and moisturizing and felt really nice under the eyes. I think it's a little bit overpriced though, so I don't think that I would pick up a full size, but if I can get a sample of it again, I would like to, just because it was really a nice texture. It was rich and creamy and it felt really nice under the eyes. I don't feel like it did anything other than moisturize though. I don't feel like it did anything for brightening or anything like that, which is something that I kind of look for in my eye cream, so it didn't do that for me. But as far as moisturizing and feeling rich and creamy, that did it. So if you are looking for a new eye cream and you are looking for something that's super rich, I would actually get a sample of that one because it's one of those really rich and creamy and comfy feeling under the eyes. It was more, I felt like it was more of a PM eye cream than an AM one. I didn't use it during the daytime, I only used it at night just because of how rich it was. Then I finished one of my Alterna Hair Care Caviar CC Cream 10-in-1 Complete Correction Leave-In Hair Perfector. I have had some of this in the past as well. I've really loved it in the past, but this time around it was alright without anything more than that. I've been on the Josie Maran Argan Oil for a Argan Air Serum, I believe, for a while, and I finished that up, so I decided to use that instead. I feel like the air oil is a little bit more conditioning for my hair than this is, but this just what I like about this is not necessarily only the moisturizing fact, but also the fact that it helps with the frizzies a little bit and with hairstyling a tiny bit. It is said to have 10 different benefits, so moisture, shine, smoothness, softness, UV protection, manageability, strength, anti-breakage, heat protection, and light hold. So I feel like it helps to style my hair a little bit. It makes it look nice. I will have to try other samples that I have in my backstash to really have an idea if I really like it or not, and if I want to go out and purchase it. It was nice, but it wasn't like game-changing for me. I've got multiple samples of that one just because when I last tried it, I was really in love with the product. But the good point of that is that I'm gonna have enough to actually like make to really decide if I like the product or not. The last item that I finished is the Dreamtone by Lancôme. This is a ultimate dark spot corrector for beautiful skin tone corrector in pigmentation profile for fair skin tone. This was a like pinky peachy toned product. I don't know if it was meant to be used like more as a treatment or as a base to actually help with dark spots and stuff like that, but either way it didn't do anything to really impress me. I have because of the pregnancy, I have like a dark spot over here, and I have some like hyperpigmentation right there and on my nose a little bit, and this didn't do anything to conceal it, and it didn't do anything to really improve it either. I've had enough with that sample to use it twice, and it really didn't do anything. So I wouldn't look into the full size just because the sample didn't convince me. I know that some skincare product you need to use for a longer period of time before you see benefits, but based only on that sample, I wouldn't purchase the product. Then the last item that I started using but did not finish was the Lock-It Featherweight Primer Base by Kat Von D. I used it today. It felt a little bit like a more kind of moisturizer that you apply onto your skin. I cannot really, since I've only applied it today, I cannot attest to like helping the longevity of whatever you have over top of it. It just felt like a nice creamy moisturizer to apply on your skin. It didn't do anything really for pores and stuff like that, but I will further try it out and let you guys know in the next update if I like it or not. So now I will be selecting the items for the next 2 weeks that I want to use up. I have an event this upcoming the next weekend, so I know that I want to select a few sample size just because they're going to be easy to throw in my bag and to use for that event. And other than that, the rest of them I'm going to select at random. So I'm going to pick the ones that I know I want to try out or use during that weekend, and then I'm going to pick out the other ones. So I want to typically have 6 samples to work on for a 2-week period, and typically if I go through more than, like if I finish my 6 samples, then I can allow myself to choose the extra items. For this month, for this 2-week period, as I just mentioned, because I have an event, there are specific products that I want to put in my bag because they're going to be easier to carry and stuff like that. So I'm going to show you like these items, and then I'm going to select the extra samples that I'm missing. So first item is not because of the event, it's just because I've already started using it, and it's the Lock-It Featherweight Primer by Kat Von D. Since I've used it a little bit during the last 2 weeks, I want to try and finish that one up. Then I want to use one of the Alterna Caviar CC cream 10-in-1 complete correction. This is going to be easier to bring just that little sample and to use it while I'm on the event for work, rather than bringing like a full-size product or to decant a product into something else. I'm going to bring that for my hair. Then I want to use the Honest Face and Body Lotion sample. This is going to be like the moisturizer. This is going to be like the moisturizer that I used during the trip. It's like a smaller size, but I'm only gone for 3 days, so I think I'm gonna have enough in this for those 3 days. And then the last item is from Bite, and it's their agave lip mask. I have a full size of it in my nightstand. I really like the product, and I thought that rather than bringing my full size, I was going to use up my little sample size. I think that this is enough for 3 days, and it's just going to be perfect. I'm going to use that while I'm away. So that brings me to a total of 4 items. I'm still missing 2 items for the next 2 weeks. I'm just going to pick those out. So first item that I have is the Fresh Black Tea Instant Perfecting Mask with advanced antioxidant that it is said to immediately reveal softer, firmer skin. So I'm gonna try that mask. I like having masks in those little, I really like trying out little masks. So I'm really happy that I picked up that one. And then the other one is going to be the Body Shop Vitamin E Moisture Cream. This is said to be moisturization for healthier looking complexion for all skin types. So I'm going to use that as a daytime cream on a few days. So that brings my total to my 6th item that I'm going to be focusing on for the next 2 weeks. We're going to count out the sachet items I still have running. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I still have 7 little sachets and a few larger size samples. For this next 2 weeks, I have 1 larger size item that I'm working on, and then in the next update, I'm also going to add in a few larger size items as well to try and use those up, because otherwise I'm going to run out of sachets. So this is it for this little video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye-bye.